everybody.
Good.
First piece of the road, okay. One of the old time great handballs.
Okay, good morning, An Taoiseach, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Ed Murphy, and you're all very welcome here this morning. I just want to start by talking about home instead senior care, and for all of you, just really delighted to come in as almost like a nice friends and family and local gathering. Thank you. I set up Home Instead Senior Care with a partner 11 years ago in Ireland, Home Instead Senior Care. We set it up at that time because both my partner and I had parents who had needed one. In my partner's case, his dad had Alzheimer's. In my case, my mother had very chronic mobility problems. And what we found in both cases is it wasn't possible. The government services on home health, while it was helpful, it wasn't enough. And they needed, in the case of the Alzheimer's, they need someone to mind that person 24/7, because in the case his wife just wasn't coping with the situation of being able to look after someone with dementia for so long. So we looked around the place to see, is there a service that is much more personalised and much better for caring for people with very difficult home care situations. And we found a company in America called Home Instead Senior Care. We went out to meet them, we met them, really liked what they did, very altruistic type of organisation. So we bought what they call the rights, or the franchise rights, to Home Instead Senior Care from America, and we set it up in Leopardstown in Dublin. I'm from Wexford, but I live in Stillorgan, and we set up an office very close to us. We started off while it was a private organisation, which was very unusual in Ireland at the time. There was no really private organisations doing it. We obviously offered a service to the HSE, to the government, and even now around 50% of the work we do is on behalf of the HSE and behalf of the government. However, we do a lot of private work, and we do it for families who employ us privately to do it as well. So at the moment, we have, on a day-to-day basis, today we will look after at least 4,000 people, between 4,500 people on any one day, throughout the country. This, and I'm delighted to say, and I'm sorry to say that it's taken us 11 years to set up in Mayo and in Castlebar, but we always look for, and we never set up until we find someone who is both passionate about their county and about their community and want to give back to the community, and also compassionate for older people and is really focused on that. So after a long search, and I mean a long search and probably interview of maybe 15 people who were interested in doing this, we're delighted to have found Oonagh Cox. And Oonagh, I think, coming from the nursing background or whatever, I think has already started to do a great job, and I know will do a great job for older people here in Mayo. At the moment, as I say, we not only look after 4,000 people, but that means we employ over 4,000 caregivers. So what I expect in Mayo is the same as what's happening in the other 21 offices, and that is that she will employ somewhere in the region in the next few years of about 200 to 250 people, working at least about 20 hours a week, and probably means we'll have 7 or 8, 10 people in the office here. And what's fantastic about that is not only are we providing a fantastic service for older people in every parish in Mayo, but it means we're employing people in every parish in Mayo, which is it's a fantastic thing, because it's very difficult, particularly in a lot of the western counties, but a lot of counties around Ireland. People are leaving because they have to leave, either go to the towns or the cities to get jobs, but it's nice to be able to give employment in the parish in which people actually live, and actually looking after the older people in the parish in which they live, and keeping them at home rather than going to nursing homes or hospitals. I just would say, we've done research on older people, and somewhere, you might say I wouldn't mind ending up in a nice residential living quarters or nursing home or whatever, but the older people get, the more independent they get, and the more they want, I want to stay at home, and they don't want to go to nursing home, and they don't want to go to a hospital, and they really want to stay at home. So our job is to provide, whether it's the personal care, whether it's meals, transport, housekeeping, and all the activities of daily living, but particularly we've specialised dementia care that keeps people happy and healthy and independent and at home for longer than otherwise possible. In a hospital, if an older person is in a hospital, and there's a lot of older people in hospital that don't need to be there, and there's a lot of older people who are in nursing homes that don't need to be there, but a hospital costs somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000 euros a week to be in a hospital, and it costs between 800 and 1,200 a week to be in a nursing home. If a big percentage of both of those could be at home with the right support, and it would cost 200 to 300 euros a week. So that not only are you giving people what they're looking for to stay at home where they want to be, but it's a fantastic value for money for people and for the government to actually invest in home care, whatever. I would honestly say we take probably about 100 people a week out of hospital, every week out of a hospital around the country. But we honestly could take another 200 people a week out of the hospital if the hospital would release them to us. And I would say the number one opportunity for a government to deal with the bed crisis, the discharge crisis that they have, particularly whatever, is actually home care. Like if the Minister for Health called me any Thursday and said, I have 100 people I need to get out of hospital, I would put up my hand and say I could take probably at least 80 of those, no problem. You call me and we'll do it. But it's interesting how there's a lot of money in hospitals, but it's not actually, it doesn't go where the patient goes. And we could take them, but the problem is the budget is not in the home care. So that's just a little thing for you, Taoiseach, to take back to you. But however, I want to say we're sometimes critical of government for everything. But the one thing I want to say that I'd be very, have a lot of praise for the Irish government for, not only that they invest in home care, but there is tax relief given to families to care for their aging parents. And we're about the only country in the Western world that does it. So Home and State is in about 20 countries, and I'm familiar with those and whatever. And in no case does those governments, whether it's America or Germany or any whatever, do they give tax relief to a family to pay for carers to come in and look after their aging parents. But in the Irish situation, we do. So a family can actually get tax relief of up to 40% for looking after their aging parent. That's all I have to say, but I'm delighted that Home and State is coming to Mayo, and I'm absolutely privileged that An Taoiseach come here to officially open our Mayo office in his home county, and I'm particularly delighted to welcome Oonagh Cox into the Home and State family of franchise owners from around the country, and I would appeal to probably everyone here genuinely to support the fantastic service that she does and will provide, and it's just very important. But like any small business starting off, it needs a huge amount of support as well. So thank you all very much, and I'll hand you over to Oonagh.